by clicking on the foreground color, either on the background color, you get a dialog to select a color or edit it in various ways. There are inside here 5 modes of selection. Firstly, GIMP offers the so-called GIMP selector. You firstly click on this strip and then click and drag inside this area for precise selection of your color. And down here in this area you always have the old and the new color. This area here also updates, showing the current color in the HSV logic and in the RGB logic. You can edit directly on HSV or RGB by dragging the sliders. Let us make some interesting observations about the HSV components. H stands for hue, S for saturation, V for value. If I drag the hue slider, I affect the color. You can see what's happening in this strip, and inside the GIMP selector the spot remains the same. Dragging the saturation slider inside the GIMP selector, the spot moves vertically. Dragging the value slider, the spot moves horizontally. On the other hand, when playing with the sliders in the RGB logic, things are not that quite predictable. That means that you just need quite some experience with color. The second selection mode is the SMIC logic. We can see this printer icon. As explained in theories, SMIC has to do with printing. Here you can also drag the 4 sliders, but I do not suggest this for beginners. This triangle selector helps you to select color in the HSV logic. Inside the chromatic circle, first you click on a color, and then you may affect saturation or value. Note again how the spot inside the triangle moves while executing these 2 adjustments. Then this brush icon fetches the so-called watercolor selector. This thing here works a bit strangely in a different logic, the additive logic. You affect the color by clicking inside this square, with every click adding a bit of color, and with this slider you actually affect the quantity of color added with every 1 click. And the last mode of selecting color is this palette, the palette mode. Inside this area you get the current palette. You can select a palette with windows, dockable dialogs, palettes. Inside this dialog you select a palette, and in this area the palette updates. So by clicking here on a color you select it. And of course after that, here with these scale selectors you can affect the selected color in the HSV or the RGB logic. Next, in this color selection dialog we have this field named HTML notation. Web designers know well about this. You can type or paste HTML X color values. You can even use CSS color names. For example, if I type a B, I have some prompts with the CSS color names that start from the letter B in a smart search mode, and I can select a color. You can even right click and select various input methods. Next in the dialog there is this little button. It is supposed to be an eyedropper to select a color on your screen, but unfortunately it does not seem to always work, at least on the Windows environment. You may find quite some discussion on the web about this thing, but people sometimes complain about things that can be very easily addressed. So let us see a very easy workaround to do the job. Let me say that I want to select a color from this window. I just activate. I fetch the window that I am interested in. I just hit print screen on my keyboard. We have seen this command in a previous video. Ctrl+Shift+V or create new from clipboard. I zoom in precisely, and with the eyedropper I just click on the color I want, precisely on the pixel. In these tools options you can select if you want to select the foreground color or the background color. This is an absolutely quick and safe way to do it. Now I reject this image and I have my color right here. And lastly, in the color selection dialog, there is this area with the 12 most recently selected colors. And with this little button, you can also add a color to the color selection history.